kitchen. Now, one of my favourite things to make are cupcakes. So on this week's video tutorial, what I thought I'd do is show you some of my favourite piping tips and also show you the styles that they make and the techniques that I use to pipe the buttercream onto the cupcakes. Let's get started. Okay, so I've got my cupcakes, I've got the piping tips I'm going to show you, I've got my icing bags, a spatula and my buttercream. Okay, so the first buttercream swirl that I'm going to show you is using this piping tip, which is the Wilton 1M, and as you can see it's got a star shape at the top. Now I think this one creates the most popular of the buttercream swirls, and this is your classic ice cream swirl. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just take, this is just a clear piping bag, and I'm just going to trim front of the piping bag off, and you just want to make sure that that's kind of in there and you can pull it tight without it coming off. We're going to fill that with buttercream. Now I'll put a link below to the buttercream recipe that I've used here, and I've just coloured this with a rose pink. Okay, so once you've put your buttercream into your piping bag, what you want to do is just push the buttercream down so that it starts coming out at the end. Is just twist the end of the bag just to keep it closed, and then with your thumb and your first finger just keep it in there. Now this is the hand that's gonna add the pressure, so this is going to push the buttercream out, and your other hand is just for guiding, or if you just wanted to pipe with one hand you could use the other one just to hold the cupcake steady. Okay, so what we're going to do is just start with the icing tip here, and I'm just going to start it here on the cupcake. So applying slight pressure to the end of the piping bag, we're just going to bring it round for one rotation, just hugging the side of the cupcake case. Now when we reach the join there, we just want to bring the nozzle in slightly so it's half covering the buttercream that's already there and half covering the cupcake. Again, do that again for another rotation, and then bring it into the middle and pull up. And that's going to give you your ice cream star swirl. Okay, so the next tip that I'm actually going to show you is this one. Now it doesn't have any numbers on it, and it tends to come in a set of professional piping tips, which is available from cake decorating shops, online retailers, supermarkets and places like that. Now there are similar ones in branded ones as well, so just have a look out for this kind of tip. So what we've got is a flat star on the top. Now what this one is going to do is going to create really pretty ruffles. Okay, so here we have our cupcake, and we're going to use exactly the same technique that we used for the previous one. So again, we're just going to start from one side and applying pressure with the right hand. I'm just going to pull this round, hugging the side of the cupcake case, and then again bring it in, so we're half on the buttercream and half on the cupcake. I'm going to do 3 swirls and then pull up from the center, and there we have this really pretty ruffle swirl. And as you can see, it's just got a very different kind of effect to the previous one. Okay, so this is the next piping tip that we're going to use, and what I'm going to do is show you how to make the rose cupcake. Now this is the Wilton 2D piping tip. As you can see, all of the points are actually folded over and meet in the middle, and that's what's going to give us this really pretty rose effect. Okay, so with this one what we're going to do is it's going to be slightly different, and it's going to be in reverse. So we're going to place the piping tip in the center of the cupcake, and what we want to do is go around each of the layers. So as we do a rotation, we want to keep going around, so we're just hugging the side of the buttercream that's already been on there until we get to the outer layer. Squeeze gently to get a bit of the buttercream, then wrap it round and keep following the previous layer round until you come to the outside of the cupcake case. Now when you've got nowhere to go, you just want to pull that buttercream away, and there you have a really pretty kind of rose style cupcake. Okay, so for the last cupcake tip that I really enjoy using is this one, and this is just an open circle tip. Now this is going to create a swirl like the others, but it's just going to be smooth and simple and just really pretty. Okay, so here we have just the round tip in there with the buttercream. Now be aware that this piping tip does use slightly more buttercream than the others. So we're just going to start on one of the edges of the cupcake, bring it round, and you want to hug the outside of the cupcake case. Now when you get to that buttercream, you just want to pull it in and just go 3 rotations and then pull up. And that's just going to bring it round into this really pretty buttercream swirl. Now, as you can see, all these cupcakes are completely different, and these are probably my most used cupcake tips and the ones that I prefer using. I really hope you've enjoyed this video tutorial. If you have, then please give it a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more video tutorials, then please click subscribe.